Peace, everybody. Welcome to Capital Combat. The name says it all. I'm Hakeem Branch, and we just finished watching Terrence Crawford versus Kell Brook for the WBO welterweight title. Now, if you want to check what we talked about in the preview video, check that out. And now we're going to talk about what we just watched. We're going to watch it a couple times, and then either Rob or myself are going to bring you the full recap where we, try to break it down a lot more than I'm going to do right now, because right now it's just like, what did I just see and how we feel about it. So let's get into that. When I did the preview video, Rob and I talked a lot about, the intangibles that were coming into this fight, some of the questions that we wanted to see going into the fight. And for the first few rounds, we did kind of see what we were thinking we were going to, with Kell Brook having the boxing acumen that he has, being able to score points and be competitive with Terrence Crawford. We thought that, the size that he possessed would pose some problems, but they mainly kept it at a nice long range for most of that fight. There wasn't really any infighting. There were a couple clinches, and in those clinches, I talked about during the preview video, Brook may have an advantage early. And one of the things that I noticed really quickly was that he didn't. He was not able to muscle Crawford or move him around or anything of that nature. And that speaks to the strength of Terrence Crawford, because remember, Kell Brook was able to go up to middleweight and be competitive with Triple G for a few rounds. And he was also campaigning at 154 for his last 3 fights before coming back down to welterweight. So to see Crawford draw that line in the sand and not have Brook bully him was very telling. Then he was able to switch to southpaw and begin to land his right hook with increasing frequency. Now, Brook was also landing his right hand, his straight right hand, which is something that you can land against a southpaw. But he also took away Kell Brook's jab, which was pretty much starting to spell the beginning of the end. When you have a boxer like Kell Brook who sets up everything from the jab, then you take away his jab, you get that where you're starting to see that Crawford starting to land that right hook over and over and over again. It looked really strong. And then in the 4th round, Brook walks right into it and is hurt badly. It was really surprising, because we both thought that it was going to be a decision win for Crawford. We thought he'd see a little bit of adversity, the scorecards would be close to about 5 rounds, and then he started to take over. He caught him, and Terrence Crawford, being the finisher that he is, didn't let him off the hook. It was a really great finish from Crawford, and Brook didn't even know what happened. So now it's just a matter of what happens next. We got Spence and Garcia going down in early December. He called out Manny Pacquiao. That's a fight he's wanted for years, but we don't know. So we just got to wait to see who he gets in there with next. And I know, another thing we talked about was him not trying to outdo Spence, and he kind of did. But at the same time, people are going to say, oh, he already lost to Errol Spence and Triple G. We wrote him off anyway, so whatever. That's people's opinion, to which they're entitled. But this was a very capable fighter that Terrence Crawford was able to take, adjust, and dismantle in a fairly quick fashion with somebody who's usually a slow starter. So I'm going to give him credit for that. I think that's, a very impressive fight by Terrence Crawford. So what did you guys think? Hit me up in the comment section. Like I said, either Rob or myself, or maybe both of us together, will bring you the recap to the fight. Hit us up, Capital Combat, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, fight on.
This is round one, and you've already lost. They don't seem to see that everything we've done is coming and gone. My fists are on fire. I perform till I perspire. My demons are in a rage. Keep thinking that it's a game. I kick crime, hurricane. I told them I don't play. I'm liquid.
Black Street Fighter.